From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast. Warm heading into Sunday, similar to what we had today. Highs in those upper 80s, low 90s still. Lots of sunshine. You'll see a few passing clouds here and there. This is going to continue with our warm trend that we've been in over the past couple of days, and also our very dry trend as well. Cold front comes in Sunday evening, overnight into Monday morning. That's going to bring some significant relief back to northwest Arkansas and the River Valley when it comes to the temperature outside. Morning hours can start off into those 40s and 50s once again, and daytime highs only reaching up into the upper 70s and low 80s. But usually when we have a cold front, or at least most of the time when we have a cold front, we see some rain along with it. Unfortunately, we've had a cold front this past week. Now we have another cold front coming for tomorrow. Neither one of them giving any type of rainfall. We continue into this drought, going into that extreme drought across northwest Arkansas, across the River Valley, continuing to build those drought concerns and no rain chances throughout the rest of this upcoming week. Morning temperatures heading into tomorrow, still warm for the morning. Again, that cold front doesn't come in until we get to the evening hours. Temperatures will start off into those upper 50s and low 60s across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Daytime highs warm once again across northwest Arkansas heading into Sunday. Plenty of sunshine once again, just a little bit too warm now that we're in October. Daytime highs will reach up into those mid to upper 80s across the River Valley. Temperatures more than likely going to reach up into those low 90s. Humidity also building back this weekend. Those dew point values should be into those upper 50s and low 60s. Not too bad. It's a little bit high for what we would consider comfortable outside. Strong wind gusts come by the time we get late into the evening, along with that cold front. Throughout the morning hours, wind gusts peaking up around 5, 10, maybe up to 15 miles per hour. Once we get late into the evening, that cold front's going to come in. Wind gusts peak up around 20 miles per hour. Now all coming down from the north, and this is that cooler air that's going to come in throughout the rest of the evening on Sunday, going into Monday morning, and that's also going to bring in the much cooler air as well. It could get kind of breezy at some points, mainly during the overnight hours. I think the highest wind gusts we could see around 25 to 30 miles per hour again Sunday night into Monday morning. What's also coming down is the dew point values. We just mentioned it. It's a bit muggy outside this weekend. Well, Sunday night into Monday, that cold front comes in, the wind gusts go up, all that cooler air is coming down from the north. It's going to significantly drop that humidity. So heading into Monday, it's going to feel amazing outside. Temperatures only topping out into the upper 70s, low 80s. Still plenty of sunshine, even though we were wishing we could kind of see some rain out of this cold front. But while it's going to feel comfortable outside, it's not great for us because, as we've been talking about over the past several days, not only are we in a drought right now, but we're also considering considerably building that wildfire risk across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Several counties now underneath a burn ban. All of northwest Arkansas, parts of the River Valley have those burn bans. And from the Arkansas Forestry Commission, we're listed as a high risk for wildfire. Now, what does all this mean? Why am I talking about wildfire risk when we're talking about humidity? Well, when we get a cold front to come in and it drops that humidity and also brings up those wind gusts, those are the two main ingredients that we look for significant wildfire risk. So we're going to have not only low humidity, that's going to help but those potential fires. Hopefully we avoid any, but it's also going to be very windy outside, which obviously is going to help fuel those potential fires as well. It's going to feel comfortable for Monday, just not great for our burn bans and not great for our wildfire risk. Here's a look at our current burn ban list. Again, all of northwest Arkansas, Crawford, Franklin, Johnson, Logan counties across the River Valley have those burn bans. This will not be lifted until we get some significant rainfall back to the region, and that'll eliminate, or at least briefly eliminate, our drought concerns right now. And you can look up on their own websites, those county websites, but these tickets can get expensive outside if you start to go against those burn bans. So highly recommend do not burn, especially when you have those burn bans. But even in Sebastian, Scott County, eastern Oklahoma, where we don't have those burn bans right now, not suggested to burn right now because it's so dry outside. Got that dry grass, got to have low humidity, and we're going to have some strong winds going into Monday. We got an update on the drought monitor this past Thursday. Again, it comes every week on Thursdays, and this one was a significant update for us. We've been knowing that northwest Arkansas is going into some concerns, and now we have that extreme drought concern across Benton, Carroll, northern Madison, northern Washington County, where we haven't seen significant rainfall in a while. What's also been a little bit eye-opening, even though most of the river valley, especially across I-40, across the river, we're seeing some okay conditions right now. That's because what we've talked about, we've had a lot of rainfall over the summer going into fall. Close to 40 inches of rainfall so far for the year across the river valley, which is above average for this time of year. But what we noticed is that this dry spot, this yellow that you see here, it came inward. That hole started to close where we had some significant rainfall built up, right? And now we're starting to see those drought concerns start to squeeze in on the river valley. And as long as we continue through this dry stretch, which I'll tell you right now, looks like we're going to, at least through mid-late October, little to no rain chances whatsoever. And this is coming off the heels of September, where in northwest Arkansas, we had close to a 1/10 of inch of rainfall for the whole month. Across the river valley, we just had over a 1/2 inch of rainfall for the entire month. A historic September when it comes to the lack of rainfall that we saw. Now we're seeing this rapid increase of these drought concerns across northwest Arkansas and the river valley. Of course, we already mentioned it. Here's what the map looks like. High wildfire risk across northwest Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, everybody except for Scott County into that high risk, where we're just in that moderate risk in Scott County. So again, the combination of a drought right now, high winds, low humidity, that's coming heading into Monday and through Tuesday and Wednesday. Start to build that heat back a little bit heading into Thursday. We're going to at least have one of the ingredients, which is going to be low humidity. Of course, we're going to still have the drought concerns. The winds, not too bad later on this week, but really Sunday night into Monday is my main concern, where we're going to have those wind gusts 15, 25 miles per hour, low humidity, and of course those drought conditions. Obviously right now above average temperatures this weekend. Once we get into Sunday night into Monday, you see that clear out because that cooler air is going to come in with that cold front. And by the time we get later on into the work week, get no rain chances, so then that heat's going to creep right back in by the time we get to Thursday into Friday. Morning temperatures over the next couple of days. Again, tomorrow morning still, not too great when it comes to those morning temperatures. We want it to be a little bit cooler now that we're in fall. We're going to be starting off into those upper 50s, low 60s. But once we get to Monday throughout the rest of the work week, temperatures only starting off into those mid to upper 40s and low 50s by the time we get to Thursday, Friday into next weekend. Some days to look out for here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Start to see some of those low 40s sneak back in. Definitely not talking about any 30s anytime soon. We'll wait a little bit for that, right? But light jacket outside, heading out the door early parts of this week, not a bad idea because it's going to be a little bit on the chillier side this week, even into late into the week, those low 50s. Whether or not you're sensitive to the cold or not, it could be a little bit uncomfortable outside in the morning hours, or you might step outside and the complete opposite from being uncomfortable. It feels amazing outside, right? Across the river valley, temperatures tomorrow morning starting off into those low 60s. The rest of the week will be into those low to mid 50s. Of course, that cold front, well, we wish it was bringing some rain, right? Good news is it's at least bringing in some cooler air, make it feel a little bit more like fall. When we talk about fall, at the same time, fall foliage not looking great either. What we need for fall foliage is a steady amount of rainfall. Not a lot, it's just a steady amount. We can't be diving into this extreme heat for this time of year with above average temperatures, and we can't be diving into stretches where we have drought-like concerns. With the drought that we have now, with the drought that we're building over the next couple of weeks, unfortunately the fall foliage colors look like they're going to be pretty poor this year. More than likely see a lot of those light to dark browns for those leaves instead of those bright, vibrant colors. Afternoon highs over the next couple of days, warm heading into Sunday across northwest Arkansas. Cooler the rest of this week. Monday, I think we stay into those upper 70s, low to mid 80s throughout the rest of the work week. Across the river valley, big drop off in those temperatures coming Sunday night into Monday. Now, while we talked about no rain chances, anytime we see a significant drop like that, hopefully we see a lot of rain chances, right? Well, we're not seeing little to anything. I will tell you, though, there is a small chance we see a few stray showers. Don't expect much, though. Temperatures the rest of this week across the river valley, low to mid 80s. Start to build that heat back in by the time we get to the end of the week into the weekend, but still right around average for this time of year. Again, here's a look at our rain chances. Nothing to talk about. Again, we talked about Sunday night into Monday. Could squeeze out maybe a stray shower or two. That's what we see right there. Don't expect anything, though, anything significant when it comes to the rainfall. Rest of the week, remain dry as we continue to build those drought concerns. Here's a look over the next 6 to 10 days from the Climate Prediction Center. Above average temperatures continue to build. Drought-like concerns continue to build across the South, across most of the South and into the Midwest as well. But you see what's right on the bullseye right now from the Climate Prediction Center? Arkansas. Some significant drought concerns building right now, and the dry conditions not helping out either. It's not only just into that really below average concern for the rain chances over the next 6 to 10 days across parts of the Midwest and the South, but look at the rest of the map. All the brown is where we're seeing at least below average chances for rain. It's dry across most of the United States right now through over the next 6 to 10 days. This is the temperature outlook for the next 8 to 14 days. This takes us now close towards the back half of October, continuing to see trends where we're going to see above average temperatures, still not feeling that cooler air sticking around for a significant amount of time. And of course, the map that came out today, not a great update. This is a look at the chances for rain through October 19th as they stand now. Almost nothing is expected when it comes to rainfall through late October at this point. September, we talked about those rain chances where we had collectively across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley less than an inch of rainfall. I think potentially, as models suggest right now, we could be into a very similar October. Elsewhere across the country, you have heard the news breaking today. Going to see some more news later on this week. Obviously, Hurricane Helene brought disaster across the southeast, Florida into Georgia. Obviously, we've seen the images that have come out of eastern Tennessee into western North Carolina. Unfortunately, we're in peak hurricane season right now, so it's not a surprise that another system is brewing in the Gulf right now. Taking a different track, though, for people who have friends and family along the East Coast that just got affected by Hurricane Helene. Outside of Florida, this hurricane remains very isolated to what looks to be affecting a lot of Floridians into parts of the Gulf Coast and then into portions of Georgia as well. Expected to be potentially another major hurricane. This is Tropical Storm Milton right now. It's going to be taking that west to east trend as it continues to move through the Gulf of Mexico where all those warm waters are. That's when it's going to continue to build intensity, expected to make landfall on Florida's west coast. And you'll see here in a minute, targeting a highly populated area later on this week. Again, expected to make landfall as a Category 3 hurricane, potentially even into that Category 4 range. When we throw up the spaghetti plot of all the models suggesting where this could make landfall at, there's that populated city. Tampa Bay area expected to make, what models are suggesting right now, expected to make landfall as that Category 3, Category 4 potential hurricane in a very highly populated area. So you got friends, you got family, Florida, Tampa area. This is where we're going to, we already saw the videos from Helene, right? We saw all the images that came out. We've seen the unfortunate tragedy that's happened, right? Well, another major hurricane is coming later on this week. So let's prepare for it just the same way as we did for Helene when it comes to Florida, right? We could be seeing those images once again when it comes to a really big storm coming our direction. We're bringing a lot of rainfall. Northwest Arkansas, back here at home over the next 7 days. When it comes to Tropical Storm Milton, eventually will turn into Hurricane Milton. Not expecting any rainfall our direction. Unfortunately, we continue this dry stretch. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Cold front comes in Sunday night into Monday. That's going to bring some significant relief when it comes to the temperatures, but dry stretch continues. Sunshine throughout the rest of this week. It is going to be cooler, though. Take a look at those morning temperatures. A lot of mornings, especially the first half of the week, only starting off into those low to mid 40s. Might need that light jacket at least through Wednesday. Temperatures back up starting into those low 50s later on this week. Daytime highs anywhere between those low to mid 80s throughout the rest of the work week and into next weekend. Could see a few passing clouds later on this week, but little to no rain chances still in the forecast. Across the River Valley, low 90s for Sunday. Take a big drop in temperatures heading into Monday. Cold front comes in, drops about 10 to 15 degrees. Morning temperatures, we're really going to start to feel the difference heading into Tuesday morning. Again, what we talk about with this cold front all the time, you're saying, why is it cooler in Northwest Arkansas, not in the River Valley? It takes some time for the cooler air to sink down to the surface. So Tuesday morning across the River Valley is when you're going to feel the difference. Outside temperatures will start into those upper 40s and low 50s. Sunshine continues throughout the rest of this upcoming work week. Few passing clouds later on in the week. And again, those daytime highs anywhere between those low to mid 80s through the work week and into this upcoming weekend. At least we're not talking about those 90s for a little bit. Can't rule out that we won't see them, though, coming back later on into next week. Dry stretch continues. Drought continues to worsen. Whenever we have some rain chances, we'll be sure to let you know. From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast.